Okay, how to make a no by year a lot easier. I am now in the middle of my no by year. Well, if January can be the middle, if it's just the first month. I'm in the middle of my no by year, and there are some things that I think can make it easier, and there are some things that I used in my last no by year. This is the year number 2 that I'm trying to reduce my expenses. So I'm really hoping this will be helpful for me and for you. I recommend you watch this video with maybe a sheet of paper, with something that you can write on. Oh, I'm not writing actually. I'm just pretending to be writing. See? Why are you opening? I didn't ask you to. And I truly believe that if you do not revise the material or rethink the material, you don't really learn. Statistically, 99% of you will not take notes. You know how it feels. You know how it feels. Whatever. The first thing I want to talk about is about 3 don'ts. First, do not overthink it. Second, do not forbid yourself to do anything. And the third one is do not... what? Don't make it such a big deal, because it's not. I would really want to accept this challenge as not something you do occasionally, or not something that you challenge yourself to do, or something difficult or important or hard to do. It's just a part of who you are. Let's just accept it this way. In my last no by year, it really helped me, because whenever I felt like I wanted to go to the mall to buy some stuff, I was really thinking about, well, I just don't do this. Instead of saying, you can't do this, I forbid you to do this, I just accepted this as a part of me, and this really was helpful because, okay, I just don't buy this. It's just not my identity. It's just, I don't buy clothes. Thank you for asking. I don't do that. So I recommend you making it your mindset for this year. And who knows, maybe it will be helpful for you too. Second thing I'd like to recommend you is, okay, I need to burp now. Identify the reasons you are buying something and fight them. What is it? What are your triggers? Is it stress, anxiety, ads, friends? And get rid of this all. Well, it might be difficult to get rid of your friends. You know this, sentimental items. But still, our habits are basically our habits because of the triggers that start or initiate this action that becomes our habit. So if you reduce your triggers, if you get rid of them, you basically have a chance to get rid of the habit. You have the habit of shopping, the habit of mindlessly buying something. For example, you are passing by this pastry shop every time you go from work to home. Think of going a different way, because this might be your trigger to go ahead and buy a cup of extra coffee in the evening. Why would you buy coffee in the evening? Reducing the ads you have in your mail, or unsubscribing from different accounts that are promoting stuff. So this all can be eliminated, and therefore reduce this strength of the habit you have to buy stuff. 3 is identify what you can do instead of buying things. Because, okay, let's say you want something really hard. Think of the things that you can do instead of buying a new item. Maybe you can borrow it, maybe you can rent it, maybe you can ask it as a gift from your friends or relatives for your nearest birthday. And this can be also helpful because saving something is better than saving nothing and buying something for full price. Okay, do not blame yourself if you really need to buy something. Buy it, okay, just with different conditions. Maybe borrow it if this is just a dress for an occasion or a car for the weekend. You can swap, for example, if you're like me and you're a fan of plants. I have them everywhere, and this will be a lot better than nothing. I think you know your guilty pleasures, so right now, could you please, as you know you have a sheet of paper, write down 3 things that are the most difficult for you not to buy, and next to them write down the actions that you can do instead of buying them in case you have the temptation to do that. Why 3? I don't know why 3. I don't know, what do I know? The number 4 is to set up or find or write down, as you know, you have a sheet of paper, the things that you can do instead of shopping that make you happy or happier or slightly more not so depressed. I think it's a very good choice to write down, as you know, you have a sheet of paper, the list of the things that make you happy and that you can look at really easily. Right when you have a temptation to go and buy stuff or to go shopping or whatever it is, you can look at it and instantly find the ways that you can act in this situation that will give you the same satisfaction and contentment that a purchase of something could give you. This can be a hobby or sports, meditation, reading, cleaning, organizing. By the way, you can watch my other video about clean and organize with me. It's gonna be right there. If you wonder if I used cleaning just to advertise my other video, absolutely yes, because who enjoys cleaning? And you can even set up a schedule for these activities. For example, I will do this and that and that and this and that and that and this and that every evening at 10 o'clock right before going to bed. I'm not going to scroll Amazon, whatever. I will go and read it, maybe. You can set up these activities, and it's very important to plan them ahead, because when you're at the point of wanting something and you don't have this list of the activities you can do instead of buying something, you can get lost and confused and eventually buy this thing by the impulse. And if you don't have things now that make you as happy as buying does, you can always try new things. Number 5 is making a wish list. You don't have to deny yourself or refuse to buy something or forbid. Remember the point from the first point. And instead of that, you can make a wish list and just put this purchase off. That's super cool. That's super fun, I believe, because when you write things down, as you know, you have a sheet of paper. If you don't like, no, you can't buy this, you just put it off. And if in months or when this no-buy period ends, you can go ahead and buy it because it's been in your wish list for so long. It means that you might really need this thing. So making wish lists are cool, especially if you can look at them and think of the things that you eventually will get less sad because of you not being able to buy them now, because you know you can buy them later if you will still need them at the point of ending of your no-buy period. Instead of, oh, I can't buy this poor lamp, you can switch it to, oh, I can't buy it, but I can put it on the list and buy it later. Okay. 6. You can make reasons why you do this. Sometimes we forget about the reasons why we do this no-buy, and especially if they are not written down. But thank God we have a sheet of paper right now with us, and you can write down the reasons why you do them to go back to them. Anytime you have a temptation or really want to buy something, so that you could get back to the reasons why you started, to the advantages of this, to the result you will get in the end. A nice thing is also to set up some stages of your no-buy period, whether it's a year or a month. If it's a year, your stages can be months, right? And if this is a no-buy month, your stages can be weeks. And in the end of each stage, you can write down things that you liked about this stage and things that were the advantages of this stage, and could be the disadvantages of this stage. You may describe the things that you wanted to buy. You can count the sum of money, approximate sum of money that you could save during this stage. And I think this will be really helpful to reflect on your stage, to see your result visually on the paper, see the advantages, and come back each stage to the reasons why we do this and to the results that we are getting in the end. This gives you motivation to go ahead and continue this journey. Of course, if you bought something, then you should probably blame yourself as much as you can and cry yourself to sleep in the end of the day, but we're not about that. Number 7 is to journal. I just try it once in a while when I have just this moment of anxiety, of worrying about things, and no-buy period can be accompanied by these feelings of anxiety and some stress because you stopped doing something that you always did before. Of course, this might be a little bit stressful for your mentality, but journaling is really helpful. It's scientifically proved that journaling helps anxiety. So it can definitely help during this no-buy period if you just reflect on the feelings you have when you want to buy something, when you describe your temptations, when you describe what you felt during those temptations, to track them and to maybe elevate them, go into the list of the things that make you happier, right? If you find that you have a declination in your mood because of this no-buy period, so reflecting on things and journaling can really be helpful. You don't need some fancy schmancy Excel sheets, tables, whatever. You just need the sheet of paper. Thank God we have one, right? Just go ahead and write it down line by line. Today I felt this way because I wanted to buy that, or I didn't want to buy that. That's fine. That's interesting to know that now I don't have a feeling that I want to buy this. Blah blah blah. Well, you know how to journal. If you don't, I can leave a video that really motivated me to journal, so that you can watch it, maybe motivate yourself to do that, because it's really helpful for me. It reduces stress really immensely because sometimes you just need to place your feelings and thoughts in some place, especially if you can't that easily tell them to somebody. It can help us make our decisions, not the decisions of an impulse, not the decision of, I don't know, emotion or reaction to triggers, but truly our decisions, because we just think of them a little bit too longer than 2 minutes before we click put in the cart button. So I hope this was helpful. If not, then, well, I'm sorry. But I hope this was helpful. Hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. Leave me a comment, please, about what you think of these tips that might help you survive the no-buy period. If it's helpful or not, let me know. Have a good day. Goodbye.